2nd and 3. Back to Whittaker. Left side. He'll be stopped short. And now how short? And is Tom Higgins in a gambling mood?
A yard or less, and Higgins has gone for it tonight.
This looks like it could be beyond a yard. On the Bombers' side of half.
Well, Marsh just got summoned back to the sideline there quickly. Crompton staying on.
It's going to stay in.
And they're going to go for it on 3rd and about 2. You're right. Because Tanner Marsh is a short yardage guy.
They're not sneaking.
Oh, interesting. Do not like this call.
Well, they hand it off to Whittaker, stacked up. I don't think he got it.
No, I don't think he got it. I'm not sure at all about this call, and I wanted to say it before they got it or didn't get it, because then you're not second guessing, but you're in a tight ball game. Did he get it? I don't think they got it. You're in a tight measurement.
You're going to get a measurement.
Tight 2-point ball game. You've got a huge field position advantage. You can coffin corner kick it in this situation. Put your defense on the field, and they feel like they can go out there and attack. And we'll see, and they didn't get it. Not close. Not close. And now the defense, Chris, comes on the field with their heads hanging low because they're coming on the field, and they lost all that hard-earned field position on one decision, and that's why I don't like it. It's just not sound. And when coach makes decisions that are not sound, it just trickles down through the entire team. We'll see if the defense can bowl their necks here a little bit.
Willie takes over, high snap, handed off to Cotton, and he gets taken down by Kyrie Sebero. Known for the highlight reel hit.
Yeah, I mentioned that Kyrie Sebero he's gonna get involved. I mean, I'm surprised we're this deep into the game, this far into the 3rd quarter, and we haven't talked about him a whole lot. I mean, he's a playmaker, gets around the football, and when he gets there, he delivers. He's a striker, not a tackler.
So 2nd and 2. Back in the hands of Cotton, a little stutter step, and he got punished. That was Gerald Brown who came up.
Now, I promise you,
slammed the door right at midfield.
Yeah, big play by Brown. Now, I promise you, Michael Shea's going to punt the football right here.
I was going to say it's 3rd and 2, but
yeah, I promise you, he punts the football here.
Punt team's out in a hurry. That's a big stop, though, by the Alouettes. Chip Cox with first contact, and the punishment from Gerald Brown. That number 11's pretty good. Chip Cox. This just in.
So is Gerald Brown.
And you know, you can name so many Alouettes, and it's why the record is puzzling beyond the fact that they're having trouble at the quarterback position, which I guess answers all the questions. Jonathan Crompton trying to be an answer. As he heads back on the field, Alouettes backed up and trailing by 2.
Different decisions. Michael O'Shea on the left, Tom Higgins on the right. He elects to go for it on 3rd and 2 at midfield. It changed field position by probably 80 yards. Right now, the Bombers would have been starting deep in their end. Montreal starting deep in theirs because one guy decided to make the sound choice, Michael O'Shea, to punt the ball on 3rd down. Tom Higgins did not. It's so blatantly obvious when that transpired the way it did.
Well, if the punt was executed by the Alouettes, Sean White's got Winnipeg back where Montreal is going to start, which is
the field away
line.
Yeah, a field away.
Jonathan Crompton trying to kickstart this, and he's got it in the hands of Terrell Sutton. There was a little touch, and Sutton down the sidelines, and he may go. Cut off at midfield whistled down at the 30-yard line. Terrell Sutton. Here's the completion you were looking for on the first series of the second half.
Well, they go back to the play, which is smart, and this time, again, Jonathan Crompton learns from his early mistake, and he just throws that nice, soft touch pass out. Go ahead and run it, guys, and he throws that touch pass out there to Terrell Sutton on the play action. He was open the first time as well. Now, S.J. Green's going to come back and help out with a little block right here and gets him down the sideline.
71 yards for Terrell Sutton. And they flip the field in a hurry. Crompton screens, Whitaker gets a block and is down to about the 22-yard line. So the twin back setup the Alouettes used with some success last week against Saskatchewan, looking impressive on this series.
The twin backs is also, with these little screen passes to the backs, it's going to force Winnipeg to play man for two reasons. One, they're backed up in their own end all of a sudden, and two, they keep swinging it out like that against zones, they're going to have space to run. So they're going to force the Bombers into man-to-man, and that's when Duron Carter and S.J. Green come in.
Crompton has over 200 yards, 201 passing in less than a half of football. And Terrell Sutton should have the first down. Former Carolina Panther, let's take another look at his 71-yard pass and run.
You know, he's just patient with this football down the sideline, letting blocks set up, little play action, and there's the touch on the pass, so he can turn the corner. One man miss there, stays in bounds, gets the block from S.J. Green, a little bit of a block from Stafford there, and then shows the speed.
So for the fourth time tonight, Alouettes are in the red zone. 0 for 3, shovel, Sutton straight ahead and down to the 5-yard line. Another first down. Did he fumble? Bombers say they've got the football, but it looked like he was down, and we've got an injured Alouette, and it is Sutton slow to get up.
I think we're approaching 85 series without a touchdown for Montreal, so we'll see if they can stop that streak right now, or with just one in the 85 series or 84 series. Well, let's take a look. First of all, see if he fumbles this ball. I think he's down by contact.
Looks like he fell on the wrist, and the ball popped loose from that point.
Contact made there.
This Bomber team has a penchant for forcing fumbles. Greg Peach tried to swat it out of there.
Sutton got his arm. Yeah, he does. He gets his arm under, and then his knee touches there. He's still got possession of the football, so he's down by contact.
And he still is getting attention, but he's got the Alouettes first and goal at the 5. First the 71-yarder, and now that play of 11 yards. So Sutton's contributed 82 yards on the march.
Well, and Terrell Sutton has just bailed his head coach out in a bad decision.
Had a touchdown against Winnipeg last year. Now the challenge flag comes out from Michael O'Shea, which surprises us a little bit after taking that many looks at it, and at least from this vantage point, thinking the ball came out after the knee had touched down. But I guess first down at the 5,
yeah,
you're going to make them work for it.
When you can challenging the ruling on the field, a player down by contact. We will review the play.
You know, Michael O'Shea took some time to look at that and get the word from above as to whether or not to challenge it. It looked pretty clear to me that his knee was down. He still had his arm underneath the football.
Now maybe the Bombers are looking at it and saying that ball may be coming out already.
You know, it doesn't look like it to me, because look at his hand underneath the tip of the ball, which is the way you're supposed to carry it, and the knee on the turf.
And that's the way I see it. That seems to come out on contact with the turf well after the knee was down. And The verdict is quick.
After review, the ruling on the field has been confirmed by replay. Player was down by contact.
And you get the impression that was just in case.
Maybe just
With the
in
ball
case.
down on the 5-yard line.
And maybe based on where this drive started and the long run by Sutton, that he wanted to give his defense a bit of a rest possibly. But
So 1 touchdown in how many possessions?
I think it's 84 now. Starting to lose count. We'll see if they can snap the streak.
Ron Carter a waggle onto the backfield. Whitaker in behind, and he'll take it to the left side and get down to about the 2-yard line. Ryan Bombin, the right guard, signaling the bench that they're as close as the 1.
Okay, now my partner here is going to be the offensive coordinator. Did you just pound it in here on the 2-yard line?
I want to see the spot. Is it the 1 or the 2? They're spotting on the 1, so yeah, I'll take.
Okay, all right.
The 2, I changed I open up the playbook. And an injured Bomber will get attention. Hard to see who was shaken up for the Bombers on defense. That's Zach Anderson. And it's Jesse Briggs who is the injured Bomber. Rookie linebacker. And they work on his ankle. Terrell Sutton not available for another play or two. We'll get ready for an all-new season of epic action, drama, and a new Doctor. New episodes of Doctor Who return tomorrow, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on Space. So Jesse Briggs being helped to the sidelines. 2nd and goal at the 1, and Tanner Marsh is in. Short yardage crew trying to punch it in. The sneak, and Marsh, does he break the plane? We've got a flag down and no signal of a touchdown.
Was that flag what it often is? The defense trying to anticipate the snap count or lining up in the neutral zone.
Offside, Winnipeg defensive line. 1st down, Montreal.
So it'll be 1st and goal.
One of these Aquaman helmets is into the neutral zone.
I believe the fashion term is aquaflage.
Okay, they look like Aquaman, but all right.
So 1st and goal for Tanner Marsh and company. They'll push again, and this time it's a touchdown, Montreal. Just the 2nd offensive touchdown in 5 games for the Alouettes as they take the lead again.
Like Tanner Marsh for a second wants to go and help out his offensive line, help them up, but also maybe get that football. It's a Terrell Sutton drive for sure. A couple big plays from Sutton. No question he's in. Every scoring play reviewed, they'll take a quick look, but no question Tanner Marsh scores, so they bump the slump.
Center in the middle of all that, Luc Brodeur-Jourdain shaken up, and he's now going to get attention. 7-play drive, 100 yards. The key play was that 71-yard catch and run by Terrell Sutton.
Maybe better news for Alouettes fans is that Sutton looks okay to return to the game, because most success they've had tonight with that 2-back system with Terrell Sutton and Brandon Whitaker together.
Looking for their first road win of the year. trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. Unbelievably, here at 1-6, they've played 1 game against a division opponent.
Yeah, been interesting schedule that way this year.
I'd like to tinker with that. I'll let you make the play calls. I'll work on the schedule.
Okay. Deal. So we're applying together for the new commissioner job. Is that what you're saying? But a big touchdown. You know, sometimes they come in bunches. You get one, you get going. It's like it feels like there's a brick wall down there on the goal line for a while, and then you break through, and then they start happening. We'll see if that'll be the case for Montreal.
Extra point from Sean White. 5-point Alouette lead.
Well, Bell's out their head coach on an earlier decision to go for it on 3rd and 2 when Terrell Sutton takes this baby down the sideline and gets all that field position back that they lost. But it doesn't end there. Another run by Sutton. Little shovel pass. Again, number 20. And Tanner Marsh finishes it.
So a special team touchdown for Winnipeg in the second half. An offensive touchdown for the Alouettes to regain the lead in the late stages of this 3rd quarter. See what Troy Studemeyer can set up for the Bombers offense with his latest return. 154 yards on kick returns against Toronto on kickoff returns. Starting from the 15, up over the 30, and stopped short of the 35.
Well, Drew really's got to get his passing game going as well. We talked off the top that he's got his starting receiving core back. That first game for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers against Toronto, and they really surprised everyone with 45 points, beat the Argonauts 45-21 that night. Boy, the ball was up in the air and there was deep throws. That's his numbers so far.
They averaged 397 yards of offense the first 2 weeks. They've only been over 300 yards once in the following 6 games. Willie to work, wide side of the field. Denmark the catch, wrestled down by Mitchell White. Replacing the injured Chris Smith on the corner. That's a good start for the Bombers. Sets up 2nd and less than a yard. And
take a shot here.
Yeah, you want a free play. The fans were looking for a penalty on that. I was wondering if they just didn't like the spot. And the fans thought maybe a horse collar. They're just going to sneak ahead, and they didn't get much of a surge there. I'm not sure.
Well, you know, I'll say this about the fans going after the officials on the call that there wasn't a penalty flag. With the flags that we've had this year and penalties up as much as they are this year, be careful what you wish for. I think if you just let them play is a better idea. And I didn't see a penalty. It looked like he pulled him down. I didn't see a horse collar. Pulled him down frontwards. But they do get the first down on that surge.
In fact, the Bombers really had penalty issues the last time they played Montreal. They did survive to win, but they took 18 penalties, 180 yards. First down, Willie, wide open, Rory Collard. He's got the catch. First time we called his number. Final play of the 3rd quarter, and Rory Collard gets the Bombers into Montreal territory. It's a 23-yard catch as we head to the 4th quarter. Alouettes by 5.
Then rolls on.
Powered away. Touchdown.
The East-leading boatmen go west to bring the battle to the 6-1 Eskimos. Argos, Eskies, tomorrow at 3:30 on TSN.
Bombers have won 3 straight against the Alouettes, 5 of the last 6, but they trail heading to the fourth quarter.
Well, Montreal dominated the time of possession statistic in that third quarter, basically 11-4. And take a look at the struggling Winnipeg offense, which is a bit of a puzzle to me because Drew Willie is the only quarterback in the league with 4 games over 300 yards passing, and after 3 quarters has 125. Now he got one to Rory Collert there. Maybe that'll kickstart it a little bit.
Numbers we've seen from the Alouettes in recent weeks, but Jonathan Crompton putting up some good numbers in 2 quarters of football.
Now, he may just have won a starting job here tonight for the Montreal Alouettes.
So we start the fourth. First down, Winnipeg. Saw Moore crisscross there, and they hand off to Grigsby, who we didn't see in the third quarter. Got to the edge and gets pulled down after the first down. Paris Cotton got the carries when they were on offense in the third quarter. Grigsby back in a 15-yard run.
Yeah, I wanted to see the block that got Grigsby the edge here because John Bowman was fighting to get outside, and he couldn't get outside enough to cut off that wide sweep to Grigsby.
Ball on the 27.
Sorry, Chris. Glenn January.
Willie stands in, throws. Moore with the catch. Over the middle, down to the 15. Another Bomber first down. 4th catch of the game for Nick Moore.
All right, just pushes off when he's running his route. He sees Chip Cox drop into the zone coverage, and he breaks off whatever route he had there and just turns around, presents a target. That's reading the play on the fly.
Bombers ranked 4th in the league in production in the red zone. Back in there. High shotgun snap, the play action fake, a pump from Willie, and he'll throw it away. Nothing available, and Aaron Lavari